I'm here with CJ from CJ Outdoors, and we're talking about conservation.
For me, the idea of woodcraft has always been, not to leave trace of yourself.
Of course,
You leave everything better than you found it. You erase the signs that you were there. That's just good conservation.
Yes.
It's good woodcraft. The problem is the discussion has gotten changed away from conservation. Now it's global warming. Now it's climate change. Now it's all these topics and all these
They're
issues
going along with the
instead of
with
conservation
the
of the resource.
Yeah. Instead of sticking to what the foundation of it.
And you're a Boy Scout, you're in all these programs, and what happens is you're taught everything you need to know about how to be out here and not mess it up. And those who weren't don't get that, and so there's a need for education. There's a need for tread lightly in particular, where they've got these courses.
People come out here who understand. They want to be amongst nature. Let's say we're tree huggers in an aspect, but we want to come out here and enjoy what we have around us without mucking it up as much.
Yeah.
And whatever we make, we're going to take with us and clean up, so it's left in a pristine condition. Then you have the flip side of it. You get the knuckleheads that just want to come out here, tear everything up, throw beer cans, and
they were here. They were here. We found their trash when we got here. I had to pick it up before we even set up.
Well, it's not my problem, and they just take off and they leave all this behind. It's like, well, why do you feel the need? And I think that really just boils down to is a maturity of the person, so to speak.
Well, not everybody gets scouts. Not everybody gets training. Not everybody's an outdoorsman as a young person.
Even to that, the Boy Scout program in itself. How many Boy Scout troops still go out?
I don't know. I did it all the time when I was
down
there.
on Long Island. Like, I've seen with my friend's son, he was part of a troop that they were like an advanced scout unit. And they did all these great backpacking events.
An explorer post is what you're talking about, where they have a theme and they really go out and do a lot more.
Well, it was a Boy Scout troop. It was an actual Boy Scout troop, and instead of just, all right, we're going to do the weekend, BS or the weekday stuff, we're going to build the soapbox cars and race them and do the little BS stuff. These guys were actually
much more focused.
They had the go box. They had an actual troop trailer. They load that thing up, and they would go on these actual backpacking trips, these actual camping trips, and they did some actual hardcore
when I was
stuff.
in Scouts, they were all like that. All the troops were. We all had trailers. We were going and doing a lot of things.
Exactly.
A summer camp every year, a bunch of short trips.
When I was going through it as a kid, I think we went on one trip, and everything else was you go down to like the den leader's house, whatever. You did your meetings, and it was like it got boring. It got old real fast, and it steered me out of it. And for a while, I was like, God, this sucks. And then when I got a little bit older, I found Civil Air Patrol, and it was like, oh, we go on encampments.
Yeah.
We go to military bases. We go do actual military stuff. We'll do ride-alongs and C-130s and stuff like that. I get to wear BDUs and have my name on it, a unit patch, and actually go out and do actual military-style bivouacs, hold fire guard, and do all that stuff. And I was like, this is what I was looking for. This is what the Boy Scouts didn't provide to me.
Yeah.
And we look down on.
But the less you have access to that, you don't get that training. It was a big focus for us about conservation.
Yeah.
And if you don't get that, then where do you get it? You have to go to, like, the difference between tread lightly and leave no trace is an idea. It's a publicized idea that's conservation oriented. It runs along those lines. Tread lightly is an organization. They have a website. They have courses. It's so far developed that sometimes people say, we want to see your tread lightly certificate. Because you can get training and prove that you've gotten it. Your outdoorsmanship is up to that standard. But the reason that it's needed, I think, because so many areas closed, because they've been destroyed and there's been trash and areas closed, it's like we need to be more responsible, and education is the way to do that, to make sure that we are presenting ourselves in a good light and keep areas open.
But how is that certificate being challenged and honored? Is that like a state, like say where we are right now, state DC coming up to us and being like, hey, let me see your certificate. I present him the certificate, and he goes, okay, I know that you're not a bunch of a-holes out here. You can screw up the place. You guys are actually going to be responsible. And then he could check us off the list, be like, all right, campsite A, they're good to go.
I think it would be a bad thing if it gets to that point where it's like you got to start carrying a portfolio of paper around to prove that you're capable
That's
camp.
that's almost borderline fascism. Then at that point in time, is that
I would
papers,
hate that.
please? And I'm like,
But at the
"Oy,
same
oy, oy."
time, I would like to see everybody out here exercising a high level of
Yeah,
commitment
yeah.
to that idea.
Yeah, like I said,
If the
unfortunately,
ranger were to come here today, he's going to obviously see that we
oh yeah, exactly.
that we camp according to the principles
Stuff
of
is
leave
not
no
just
trace.
all laying around. We have stuff compartmentalized, and everything is.
And when we leave, it'll all be gone.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
It's a designated camp area. The only thing left here will be the fire ring and some firewood.
Yeah.
But not everybody does that. But I
No,
would like
no,
to
no,
see
no.
the community of us self-regulate so that everybody did that.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't like it to see it become a requirement for certificates and licenses and paperwork.
Yeah, exactly. Because then that just really takes the fun out of it. You know, that removes the whole American spirit of just being free, freedom, just going out there,
Right.
enjoying yourself in the free country. You know, especially like this being state land or federal land, we pay taxes for it. That's our property also. We should be able to go on it freely and enjoy ourselves.
Well, they've codified this stuff now where it's a set of principles, you know, of planning and of erasing your tracks and making sure that you take the proper things and that you're using the resources correctly. I think that's a great idea. And obviously it's all available online at treadlightly.com and leavenotrace.com. Those are easy ways to find out more,
Yeah.
and everybody should.
Yeah.
And you know, clubs are a good way to do this too. When somebody just goes out on their own, who knows what they're doing? But if you're out with a club
Yeah.
and on a club run, and the club says this is the way we're going to handle our event,
You'll pick up
That's a great
habits,
thing.
and you'll pick up ideas that maybe you going out by yourself you may not have even thought of.
just a plug for the watchers. You know, Overland Bound supports that in all their events. So
Yes.
does Empire State Overland and Long Island Overland,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
which is great as far as I'm concerned. More power to them.
Yeah.
Two veterans talk, tread lightly, and leave no trace. Thanks for watching today. You can find out more at the websites we mentioned. They'll be on the screen and in the comments. Please leave comments with your thoughts and questions.